$34 plus, 400 and something dollars plus, and $21,000 plus. These are the balances of 3 accounts that I peeped and saw receipts on the floor at the ATM that I went to. And guys, before you freak out, I don't know the account numbers. I'm not planning to do anything with it. I just noted this information. And between me and you, and probably the staff at the airport, at the ATM, they're probably wondering why I'm using my foot to put over those receipts to look on them. They're probably also wondering if they should call the cops on me. But I was just very curious. When I saw those numbers, of course they don't tell the complete picture of anything, but they gave me an idea of what exists. You know, I don't know these people from anywhere, and I'm glad I don't, because I would subconsciously draw conclusions that probably aren't even true. Because at the end of the day, even that person that has $34 left in that account, maybe they have other assets, maybe they have so much more going on for them, or maybe they just have that simple amount of money and there's nothing else. Like, I would never know, because I won't meet those people. But it's just to show that people are living completely different lives. That $21,000 represents, best case scenario, a lot of options. Like, I can never ever say the full picture, as I said, because I don't know the lives of these people. But I can pretty much I know that for that person who has $34 in their account, given that's what we're looking at, just the face value number, they would feel like $1 million with $21,000 in their account. I could probably guarantee that, right? And so when we're looking at improving our financial situations, these things give us perspective, because we can see what's possible, what's out there. This is not any hearsay of, oh, I hear that somebody have. Like, of course, you know that people have this type of money in their account, but when you see it physically lying on the floor, somebody just threw it there, like, I'm not trying to protect it. It's just like, man, there's a lot that's possible. I'm just realizing I have a scrape on my hand. Yeah, but there's a lot that is possible. There's a lot of options that's possible. And when I think about reasons why I want to get to my financial goals, it's because of these options. It's not to brag on anybody. I personally would not go to the ATM and drop my receipt on the floor, because I wouldn't want people peeking into my life like that. You know, of course, they don't know me. They can draw any conclusion they want. I mean, even if they know me, they can draw any conclusion they want. But I'm never the type of person who is showcasing things on my forehead just for the fact that I am just a natural private person. And it's also like, when you get to a certain point in your life, you really have less to prove. You don't have to prove anything to anybody but yourself. And that becomes the most important thing. I hope you guys are hearing me well, because my background is very noisy and it's kind of noisy to me, so I'm pretty much sure that it's probably affecting the audio quality, but I still didn't want to skip my upload today, so hopefully it's not affecting you hearing what I'm talking about. But these are some of the reasons, and before I go, the background is just so beautiful. I had to sit here and make my video. But these are some of the reasons why creating options is important. It's not to brag on anybody. It's not to show that you have something over somebody. It's really to get yourself to that level. You know, I was walking through a neighborhood today and I saw a lot of cars, you know, just parked on the roadside. I saw a Tesla and I said, that looks really nice. And then I saw another car. I don't know what brand it is. I'm not really a car person like that. But it looked old. Let me just say that. And I looked on the car and I said, I'd rather have that old car and have a comfortable financial situation than have that Tesla that is so brand new and shiny and I cannot buy gas to put in it. All of these things give you perspective. Ultimately, the goal is to have the nice things and be able to afford them, but you may not start off that way. And that is the reason why when I mentioned these balances, it wasn't about comparing what people had in their accounts, because I don't know the situation of that person with that 21,000. Maybe they started off with that $34 and worked their way up. Maybe they owe somebody 21,000 and they're literally gonna be broke after today. You never know. I never know. Like, your situation can change for the good or for the bad at any time, and being mindful of that kind of saves us from a lot of mental heartbreak, because a lot of things start mental before they even do physical. I mean, yeah, physical, but we don't know. So it wasn't a case where I wanted anybody to compare themselves to these people, or even I am comparing myself to any one of them. It's more so like I see different stages, and I have been in different stages. When I saw that $34 in that account, I thought to myself, that person is probably one transaction away from an overdraft fee. I have been in that spot many times. It's not a pretty space to be in. You feel kind of depressed. You're on the edge all the time. You're trying to figure out how you're going to pay your bills. Maybe you just pay the bills and you have this left there, and you're hoping to God that nothing else gets charged to your account, so that money comes out without you being prepared to pay for it, and then you have to go into overdraft. And then as you get your next paycheck, the first money is coming out is that overdraft fee, and because the money was already not enough to cover everything, that overdraft fee took the little balance that would be in there. So now you're gone back into overdraft, and you're living overdraft to overdraft to overdraft every single month. And not everybody is making irrational financial decisions and ending up in this place. See, some people, they're maybe not paying much attention, of course, but some people are really trying their best. Some people really have situations that they cannot do everything that we would expect or want them to do to be able to create a different outcome at that moment. Of course, we know that we go through different seasons and things do change. So at this moment, you're probably low, and the next moment, you're probably on the mountain, but it's not guaranteed that you're gonna always be there. It literally takes one bad move to just shift everything. And when you are living your life in survival mode, you're trying to avoid bad moves, and sometimes when you try to avoid them is when they do happen. So it's not like you're trying to have a life that does not have risk. You're just trying to be more calculated about the risks that you take, and ensure that these are decisions that you're making for yourself and that you can live with potentially if it goes wrong. Basically, you're not investing or giving up more than you are willing to lose. So it's like you're trying to add perspective to what you're doing without procrastinating, right? And so not everybody is really just being irresponsible. Some people are just really trying their best, and until you get to that space where you know, okay, I can do more, maybe I can take on a different job or an additional source of income, or something that gets me to a level to on the same playing field. A lot of people are not starting at the same place. There's a lot of different starting ground, even though we're in the same race. And so, well, we're not in the same race, well, kind of, because everybody's going through life, but we're not on the same journey. Same race, different journey, different starting point, different experiences, all of the things. And so when I saw this, I wanted to show the different possibilities, the different options that are possible, one. And I also wanted to point out that even though people are in these different stages, I don't know the full story, I don't know the full picture, and I don't know the outcome of any of these things. So the comparison is definitely not what we're going for, but I want to show the different possibilities that are there. And so if you're in this space right now where you don't know what to do, you're kind of stuck, and you want to create options for yourself, you're tired of surviving and you want to create options for yourself, I cannot promise you $21,000 in your account, but I can promise you that you'll be able to look at your situation differently, and you'll be able to identify the different options that you have been overlooking because you're just too close to it. So if this sounds like you, my rebuild workshop this Saturday, July 18, is the place for you. It's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a virtual free workshop. You can reserve your seat, your free seat, with the link in my bio, and come prepared to see your life different. That's what I can promise you. But I cannot promise you 21,000, and I will never even say that. but I want you to know that there are options out there and there are possibilities, and it's just that we have to be curious enough to find them. Just as I was curious enough to flip over those receipts and see what was on the other side of it, I think that's the curiosity that we have to bring to our life, to be able to flip over our circumstances and see what is actually possible. So if that is you, I'm looking forward. I would love to have you at the Rebuild Workshop. And tell anybody else that this could benefit. Give the video a like if you did like it. Share this with anybody, the video and the workshop, with anybody who could benefit from changing your life right now. It's never too late to start. It's always the best time, and the best time is always now. All right, so comment below and let me know. Do you think that, I don't know what yet. I'll tell you what I want you to put in the comment, or just put whatever you want. But if you're new here, welcome. If you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel, and follow me on all social media platforms at Khrista-Lee more. That's Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And I'll see you in my next video tomorrow. Let's go make some mistakes. Bye.